So let's send it over to your casters. Give a warm welcome to Achilles and Paperthin.
Thank you very much. Now, very quickly, everybody, while we're on camera, screenshot this man. He's got a green screen. He's wearing a green screen, and you can have fun with that. So please.
Do it. Do your worst. Do your worst, Internet.
Funny images at us.
Do your worst.
And we'll be very happy. But now, let's focus up. Let's get ready to dive into this matchup. Rematch that lower bracket final over in EMEA. These teams very familiar with one another. No compositional changes as we go into split. The last time they played this in that lower bracket final, it went the distance, 14-12, going to FNATIC to close out the series.
Yeah, every time they played the split this year, it's been very, very close. So certainly expecting another banger here to start out. You know, you've got some pretty big compositional differences. Desk was doing a great job highlighting it. CNED on that chamber. You've got Durka on the Yoru. I think a lot of this comes down to me for FNATIC, just how well can you combo that Yoru utility, particularly on the attacker side. Not as important in some ways because you're able to spread the map a lot more with this Yoru. You can gate crash around and Durka gets an opening kill.
Oh, takes it down. That's going to be CNED out of the equation. Don't have to worry about that headhunter anymore. Just get tagged down at 15. There's Mr. Fallen just leading the way there. Stun across as the push getting ready to come through. Alpha here trying to stay elusive. Buster with some covering fire. Takes down Cracks Alpha now. Peeking over into Garage. Finds himself a second.
Down B.
And that is going to be Mr. Fallen all on his lonesome with just 13 HP and a dream. Fake out, kill. Durka gets a second. FNATIC get a pistol, and Alpha here trolls his teammate.
Oh well. Not the end of the world there. But this is something that I'm really keen to watch for FNATIC is these rotation protocols, the timings on when to go. So immediately after Durka gets that first kill, he TPs over to the A side to sort of reinforce that, make sure they've got a little extra oomph if it goes that way.
Hey, leave it inside, straight down, leave it inside, straight down.
Yeah, okay, Boaster, let him know. One pistol round, but sure.
Showing off that Mandarin that he's been practicing. Well, now Durka just going to be picking up that Marshall. 2 rifles invested here for FNATIC. Phantom's in play. There's Fault Line getting a connection onto everybody, but no one's swinging off of that one.
That's going to pull the rotation already for Leo, and this is something that's already looking good for FNATIC.
Flash going in behind Chronicle, faces back in towards main, finds one. And that's just going to be the cleanup getting ready to come through. Is shot into the leg. And it's a flawless anti-eco here for the side of FNATIC. Chronicle collecting 3. Very solid start.
You know what I'm already seeing here, Achilles, is just good protocols. Just the way that FNATIC is reacting to what FUT is doing. You know, especially you got to watch the initiators like Leo being able to maneuver himself around the map. He gets the early contact with the fault line, doesn't have much impact, but he's immediately coming to the other side of the map to help out if necessary. Doesn't play a huge role in that round as both Durka and Chronicle doing a great job locking down that A site.
I mean, look at the arsenal here for FNATIC going into this bonus round. Full rifles and operator. Only the armor going to be the big difference here between the 2 squads.
And this is the side of the map where this comp for FNATIC is really stifling, especially when you can get Durka those early kills like that. Just a huge pick, and then he's all of a sudden out, and you don't know where he went. He's already TPing, heading over to the other side of the map. So if you're trying to guess based on where that op is, it's going to be really tough to try to avoid it.
Push up in the mid. Trailblazer taking a peek in towards Mail, but not going to be spotting much of anything. Alpha has pulled quite far back. CNED going to have to use that rendezvous, gets himself out. Does note the Yoru, however. Know where that op is at, and that's where they're looking to drift away from. So making their way over here towards B, but FNATIC have already corralled 4 players on this side of the map. They are ready to crunch. They're ready to shut down this push. Couple shots coming through. Aftershock further stave things off. Time going to be bought. Still 45 seconds remaining. It's Flash connecting. CNED with a jiggle peek. Swinging. Crack's going to be able to take down Chronicle. First step there for the Cypher, but Alfier just peeking into heaven. Takes out Fallen. For a little bit more. Boombot now on the setup. Leo here, bottom rope. Taking one out. Not quite reacting, though, to Crack's push. But still, solid damage dealt in FNATIC with a man advantage.
CNED's able to slip the net, but he's making some noise, and Durka's ready.
Cracks. Nice catch. Able to find Alfier now. Looks to try to join in. They know that this Yoru is here. Shots coming through. CNED somehow getting away from that shot. Durka just can't quite make it connect, and now it's Boaster on his lonesome to try to close this out.
Now, they're not quite yet reading the direction he's going to come from, but with this lack of information, should be able to figure out pretty quickly. And he either came from ropes or all the way around the map, so see how FUT wants to handle this. Still trying to suss out his position.
And even if they hear the tap, King Shell is available, but it won't be necessary. CNED to close it. FUT, they do get themselves on board here in the third round, not allowing for that bonus conversion, but still to suffer some heavy losses.
Yeah, FUT just good awareness on this early rotation from Alpha, or excuse me, from Chronicle through the spawn. And that opening pick gives them just a bit of extra breathing room, because the initial protocols here from FNATIC are really, really good to use that utility to keep them stuck in B heaven. That's the whole plan there. And even if you lose Chronicle immediately, Durka TPs back towards their spawn, has the op there to hold down to make sure they can't rotate all the way back through defender spawn. So there's some good things happening there from FNATIC, but it's just really good patience here from FUT that buys them that round, winning some big battles in that back space behind the B heaven stairwell.
And because of the arsenal that FNATIC did have going into that round, now both economies a little bit wishy-washy. See, the Outlaw, the Bulldog, the Guardian in play here for the side of FUT. Stingers, Bulldogs as well for the side of FNATIC. This round here is very much going to impact the long-term economy for both squads.
And I love this Outlaw purchase. Has tremendous potential for Yedijay. Do some damage, maybe win one of those flank battles that he is so want to take. I'm gonna get just a little bit of information, seeing Boaster. That doesn't give you too much on the defensive setup right now of FNATIC, as they are immediately now rotating back towards B. You know, leaving this 2-3 setup. It's gonna be Boaster up in heaven. See how well they can handle this.
Spray across with Yedijay. Outlaw through, able to find Chronicle through that one way. Captain now pushing forward. Flash coming across. Does get the catch here, slowing them up as they get ready to go for this plant. Players here for the side of FNATIC, and Durka comes away with 3! Now just Yedijay, an Outlaw in hand, pushes out of the smoke. The right click's not connecting. The bullet's just dancing around the outskirts of Boaster's hitbox. He manages to keep himself alive, and we're gonna have to see that back on the replay, because the impact from Durka, that shut everything down.
Yeah, and it's the timing that he can use off those gate crashes to rotate just a little bit faster, to get here a little bit sooner. Use that fake out to catch a bunch. Huge. Again, a lot of the FNATIC gameplay here is stall for the rotations, and they're gonna come quicker than you expect because of that Yoru. And FNATIC doing a great job holding that round down, despite, like you said, kind of a odd buy. And now it's a full-on eco and a full-on.
Oh my God! Disgusting! 2 shots, 2 kills. Durka off the rip, putting him down. Paint shell now lobbed in. CNED gonna be eating quite a bit of damage. Just trying to stay stagnant here, just trying to stay silent. Got the headhunter, but only 2 bullets for it. That Boombot's about to scout him. Gets the headshot on one, but then Durka playing up onto the corner, able to take him down, stop any further bleeding. Yedijay, noted, dead. FNATIC, 4-1.
Yeah, FNATIC here just understanding what they saw the last time in an eco from FUT, and this time they challenge it. It's just a slow push up in a 4-1 split up towards A ramp, and they just say, okay, well, we've got an Outlaw, you don't have shields, we're just gonna win this fight. And Durka was great with it on top of that. So just a good quick read from FNATIC, just kind of saying, this is what we saw previously. Let's see if we can punish it. You can see Chronicle now changing his util over towards B. Gonna be trying to play a lot of stall and delay. Toxic screen as well, gonna be over there. And you do have the chamber ult, but Durka immediately, they're using this ult to try to flush players over in. Seeing if they can get that fault line to connect. It does with a flash work.
Then swing out. It's just full flashed. Spike now stranded here in sewer. But calling for help. Another flash sent in, spotting a pixel, but can't quite get the spam across. Paranoia connecting, but he's got the gate crash and just gets out scot-free.
It's so huge. What a play there from Durka, setting himself up with a little help from Leo. Very nicely handled.
Oh, Alpha. Yep, it's gonna say caught with util in hand. Swings back in. Does end up falling. Showstopper. Suspecting that Chronicle is gonna be here in backside. Does he just send it? Yes, he does. But already he's dead. CNET able to collect that. 2v4, okay. A 2v3. It's Leo with a spray, able to find one. Waits it out, aftershock coming through, forces him off the plant, but still plenty of time here to play through 4 foot. Swing out, Durka able to collect one, but it's all on Leo, and he can't make it happen. 2 players left, 2 rounds on the board. FUT now trying to get themselves back into the driver's seat.
Yeah, despite the early pick, despite the early advantage that it looked like FNATIC might be able to utilize, it's a good recovery here from FUT. This opener onto Alpha, just getting a timing, getting the showstopper, add a captain, catching Boaster, trying to creep up the stairs, and then they pin Chronicle in the corner. He had no chance one way or another. Nicely timed, nicely executed. And every attack round win is huge for FUT. Because this comp for FNATIC generally defender-sided.
Let's play.
Showstopper off the rip.
Alpha here looking to get pretty aggressive as he makes his way over towards mid. Trailblazer trying to scout, but there's a lot of players corralled here, but in fact, it's just going to be a boom bot taken down.
Here.
Tour de force as well for CNED, watching that B angle. 3 players on site already, looking to, again, try to keep FUT pinned right at B
Flash
heaven.
out. Nothing spotted there. Paranoia does connect, but Leo not marked by it. Sees one. It's a nice flash in, and a lot of damage across. They just spam through the wall. CNED able to find one. Cracks finding 2. B site now open. Cracks wise to it. Good sense. It's a paint shell cross, but he has to be the one to recover. Waits for the poison orb to get invested. Now can try to go for the recovery here on the spike. Grabs it. Blast packs his way back over. Plant now going to be coming through.
Tough 2v3 now. You do have the Viper's Pit if you so choose as well. 4 foot.
The save.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. You have that operator. Want to make sure you keep that for future rounds. But this is just a great crunch, a great timing hit from the side of FUT. And even though FNATIC's somewhat ready for it, it's FUT's turn this time to kind of remember what happened last time FNATIC tried to stall them up in B heaven, and they didn't have that extra angle from Garage to clear a little bit of space, and CNED finds a great timing there with the tour de force to shut down Chronicle and open up tons of extra room. And Cracks as well, looking really, really good. He struggled mightily the last time they came out against 100 Thieves, so having him come out hot on this raise, come out, start popping off, is a huge boon for FUT Esports.
Holding a very hard line here, but pings had come through. FUT seemingly pretty aware of it. They're not going to give him the time of day, not going to give it the attempt. They would love to take the operator away from him, but don't want to hand over any more charges towards that next dimensional drift. So FUT, a solid round win here, string 2 together. Now just 1 separating from tying things up. Like you said, on this attack side, the more they get, the better it is for them.
Ron's dying too fast.
Well, sometimes that happens. You get a bullet to the head.
Do be like that. A couple ults to speak of. Seekers 1 away from Mr. Fallen. Of course, still that Viper's Pit. 1 away from the Rolling Thunder for Leo. And the Neural Theft for Chronicle. The Omens as well with their ults, but those are more situational generally. As this time, it's going to be playing at the top of ramp is Durka with that op. But it's more of a 3-2 opening split. I think checking for aggression was FUT, having Mr. Fallen over there to back up Yedajay, just in case they got a little bit aggressive again with that Yoru.
Cage triggered.
Have a little bit of extra cover, but
CNED, very clean on the movement, gets himself out of there. Minimal damage taken. So Chronicle does get knocked down a little bit lower. Yep, push him under the trip, but the spray! Bolster's dead! He should have been Yedajay dead in that position, but somehow turns it around. Was expecting it off the back of the Paranoia. Now just wide swinging back across to get himself out to safety. Reveal in. Leo able to play off that one. Crack's going to be taken down. Spots out a couple of additional players, but out of Captain now finding Alpha here. Chronicle here on the site. Sends out the Neural Theft. Seekers chasing onto the rest of the team. The Rolling Thunder now to try to hold everybody at bay. And TP over onto the A site, but out of Captain noted. Revealed, and Durka slowly creeping up. The operator in hand. He finds the shot. Spike now on the floor.
patience.
30 seconds left.
Paying dividends for FNATIC there.
And Mr. Fallen is just not ready for it at all. Been having a rough game so far. Now Yedajay. Nothing more to be done. Just drift back over here, wait out the rest of the time, but this round very much getting away from FUT.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, and even though they win that opening exchange, they shouldn't have. The change in positioning of those trap wires for FNATIC worked a treat. They caught 2 players with it, should have had the first. But somehow Yedajay was able to get out of there and get the kill onto Boaster, because he followed up right away with that Paranoia as well. And then the other trap wire, right at the front of B, catches a player. They're able to spam him down through the blocks, and it is just unbelievable. Just aim for the feet and spray. This right here is huge. Getting cracks off the rip. And then again, having this Yoru makes it a lot harder to make plays like that Omen TP work, because that Yoru can stick around for a really long time over on the other end and use that gate crash to quickly get back to try to help out on a potential retake or defense of the other side of the map. Durka, it's the poison orb to consider. Trailblazer coming. That's going to back him off a little bit.
They'll spot him. Now he's just back over here at screens. Flash in, not really getting a blind connection on anyone there.
Here.
He's got 2 players committed to crossover at ramp. CNED trying to lead the charge. Moving away, shifting off that rendezvous, so doesn't have the fast TP back into sewers. Pit now going to be invested here up in heaven just to try to take some control. Boaster spamming across, trying to find somebody. Cannot. Cracks, able to collect him. The Omen goes down. But how do they get themselves now onto the site? Zerka still here, Alpha here, still in heaven. And now they're very much aware of it as CNED falls.
Here.
Brilliant setup from FUT.
I mean, it feels like in all likelihood they're going to have to try to just pivot across into vent. Try to rotate towards that B site, but Chronicle's still holding it down.
Cover going out.
And he's got a trap wire right in B heaven as well, so if they do make that pivot, he could get a quick kill and back out, buy some time for rotations potentially, but still FUT considering how to make this work. Don't have any more flashes.
Fault line at the ready. Decoy sent, the peek,
Ooh.
the kill. Mr. Fallen dead once more. Durka continues to make the site somewhat unassailable. They finally are able to displace him. Leo getting juggled around, attention pulled in multiple different ways, ends up falling. Now it's Alpha and Chronicle to try to clutch it out. Flash pack through, and Yedijay somehow comes away with that kill. A 3-piece for him. The plant now with 4 seconds to spare. Chronicle finds himself in a 1v3, but HP bars dangerously low here for 2 of the players. If he can isolate, pick them off. Still has to worry about the showstopper, but now he doesn't. Cracks the first one to fall, and suddenly this becomes so much more winnable for Chronicle. Shots here below the headshot found, but Atacaptain with the swing timing stops him from getting that next opportunity. Operator going to be picked up. FUT again, 1 round away from tying us.
You gotta love the creative use of the Viper's Pit here by FUT. They gain mid control, so they know that they can use this Viper's Pit to smother whoever is in ropes. And they take out Boaster. There's no mid control at all with this setup that FNATIC is going for, and it cost them. Because they're able to clear a little bit of extra space, take some time to really think about how they want to attack this A site. And they're able to come from a couple different angles towards that elbow area, clear some players out, give themselves a plant. And I mean, Chronicle did what he could, and the last time they played this map came down to a lot of clutches. But here so far, it's just been good, steady play, good counter reads.
Just a quick little peek out, and then a slow drift away from the angle. Swing out, Durka, what is that? Completely disrespects the operator, says that one's mine.
You got another dink.
Dink across onto Cracks. Turn for the flash, set up for the gate crash, try to get himself out to safety. Should it be necessary, but I think now FUT, they might be having to second guess his approach here onto the A site.
Right there.
Boaster tucked in that corner is a great angle for a paranoia. Once they get confirmation that there are players coming through, just need someone to watch that angle for him to get that info. But right now, it's a 3-2 split. His FUT has cut sound. Don't want to give away that they're still in this position. Well, that gives it away right there.
Well, there goes that. Showstopper now. In play, up over the top. Cracks seeking a target. Full flash connecting on a Boaster, but Yedijay just doesn't check the corner. Boaster collects his second as Cracks does fall.
Down A.
Spike up here, above, but the pinch in from behind. Chronicle taking out Mr. Fallen. As FNATIC get themselves up to 6.
That's just good disciplined play from FNATIC, and an unchecked corner cost FUT a lot in this round. Never identifying Boaster's position. And it also helps that Durka is absolutely on one right now.
I mean, he's just going crazy.
He is fried.
17, 6, and 5 at the moment here on that Yoru.
30 seconds.
I mean, the last time that they played that 14-12 scoreline, it was Alpha who was really keeping them out in front, who was able to help secure that victory, putting up an incredible performance on the Rays. But this time, Durka, I don't know what he ate. I don't know what he did to prepare. Keep doing it.
Keep it up. Looking good.
Because he is just on one right now.
And this is a huge boon for FNATIC. If Durka can really heat up, you know, with the likes of Alpha, Leo, and Chronicle as well, that is a disturbingly scary team to have to go up against because of how much firepower this team certainly has. And FUT as well, tons of firepower, and credit to FUT. Frankly, they're having a great half. I am really impressed so far with the way that they're able to kind of use some of these setups against FNATIC. They're finding space, and then they're creating their own space with stuff like that really clever Viper's Pit at A Heaven. Stuff like that is really, really working well for them. I suspect they're losing a lot of these first blood trades, which would be the only thing I'd say is maybe a little bit concerning. That's something that really was a killer for them against 100 Thieves, but you know what? They're able to recover quite nicely, but now they've got to do a lot more because they are on an eco. There's an outlaw for Durka. And he's got a lot of juicy targets for that weapon. Going to be setting up in mid. A couple players over there. It looks like something that FUT is considering trying to challenge.
Push up. A wider angle here onto Ramen. Here's some of the footsteps. Smoke across there onto Mail. The swing out. Durka able to find the second shot. Let's get tagged down to 19, but he gets his and he gets out.
Still though, they're ceding mid control for this. They got to be careful. Nobody's watching ropes. Cracks. It's kind of freely making his way through. Finally, Boaster starts counting for it. A good win for Mr. Fallen.
A little bit too aggressive there from the side of Durka. Just considering how low he was. Weapon not going to be recoverable though. His Alpha is still sat atop ramp, watching the angle.
Yeah, it's going to come up to Boaster potentially, it looks like, if they keep drifting in this direction to win some fights at this rope. But again, all mid control given, and they're just watching B Heaven and these ropes. Boaster?
Oh, gets off of that one. Out. Finds two quick kills. CNET and Cracks both going to be dealt with. Alpha finding Fallen. Spike now. Can be grabbed by Yeta, but nothing more to be dealt. Alpha here puts him down. FNATIC now 7-4. His FUT get ready to go into the last round of the half. A last purchase to see if they can make this a 7-5.
Yeah, and you're not super close to any ults here for FUT Esports. 2 away from a Seekers. That's the closest you're going to have. Meanwhile, there is that dimensional drift for Durka again. Last time around, we saw him get very aggressive out of A main with it. Let's see if he's just going to kind of chill out. Maybe play for a bit more retake. There's a lot of attention being put at mid here by FNATIC. Got Leo with his util, Boaster there, and Alpha to back him up. Lead the charge, and there it's the same push out. No, Cracks wins the fight against Alpha.
Make this pinch happen, but yeah, Alpha does end up falling, but Cracks going to be traded out to now Raiseless, both of these squads. Durka just going to be coming out behind the box, takes a quick little gate crash back over into A.
You can see the ideas behind these dimensional drifts is to try to funnel players into the traps that are set up by FNATIC on the other side of the map, and it doesn't really work as far as FNATIC would like. You know, losing that first blood to FUT. Yes, they're able to trade. But they're not able to do any more damage after that. FUT just able to plant their feet, hold on to this round nicely, but they haven't grabbed the spike just yet.
Oh, the instant dink into the spray down. Leo coming up with a second. Ada Captain going to be taken out. Another flash sent. Yeta with a nice timing. Does catch Chronicle unaware and needs to push up and find Leo. Man starting to come online in a very big way when they need him the most, and now it's all on Durka. Drops down, grabs a weapon, but cannot steady it fast enough. Yeta, another big round from him. He gets FUT up to 5.
Yeah, FNATIC is struggling a little bit at times, and FUT has good reads, especially on that drop down, knowing that Durka likes to come right out the back of that fake out. And Yeta knows that he can step up there, find a timing on that drop down. And they're just doing a really good job here, finding that open space is Yeta.
And this is something that we weren't seeing from him in that last series. 100 Thieves weren't given them the time of day, weren't given the opportunity, but Yeta right now looking strong, looking like the player we know he can be. But speaking of players, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit on Alfier in our Omen player moment.
I mean, I'm feeling a bit sad because I expected we're gonna win. They play unexpectable, but expectable in the same time. Like some maps you can expect what they're doing, but some maps you can't expect what they're doing. It's a bit hard. Like maybe we just play with Korea team like after a long time, first time. Maybe that's why we're just struggling a bit.
Took the TP to get to the other side of the map. Meanwhile, Leo able to clean up one more. Alfier converted! And 2 fall! Landing onto the third is Alfier!
I mean, of course we're gonna prepare for next match. And for me, like I'm just a bit sad, but I know we can win in every game. And when you go to lower, you have much more match, and I just wanna play like more match. That's why I'm happy to be lower, and I'm also a bit upset because I'm gonna eliminate Turkish team or they're gonna eliminate Turkish player. Like, it's a bit sad. I think they are really good. They are a really good team actually. I think we are the best team in this tournament, and I just wanna show.
Well, Alpha is saying that he's more than happy to be in the lower bracket, wanting to play as much as humanly possible here in front of this crowd. Probably wishing that they had a couple couple more rounds on the defender side, but still in a very strong position.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's not bad, and this comp can definitely do some damage on the attacker side against Giant X. FNATIC had a ton of success. They were 9-3 on their attacker side, so it just comes down to coordination, especially with that Yoru in play. Like, how are you going to be able to chain stuff off of the breach util into the Yoru, TPs, and then the flashes and things like that? Like, being able to generate your own space, so important with this FNATIC comp that they have crafted here for Split. The good news is Durka is on one. And if he can find those good timings, he can start wreaking some serious havoc.
Yeah, I mean, right now 2x, the next highest kill count on his team. CNED looking to try to hold things over at ramp. Chronicle just going to be tucked away into the corner as Yedajay is taking a very aggressive line. Alpha seemingly reading it, but not ready for it. Yedajay takes his head off, finds that kill. Mr. Fallen just going to be dropping back, giving up some space over here in Mail. The rest of FNATIC, though, got to start working their way maybe towards A. A little peek in towards the vent. But even with that kill, still a little bit of a slower approach. Durka finding the timing, a little bit whiffy at the start, but gets the mark all the same. Mr. Fallen going to be taken down now, man advantage here for FNATIC.
Yeah, this is great for FNATIC. They have opened up so much space on this map. Chronicle seems aware of this rotation. Yedajay making a ton of noise, and he's gone.
So wise here from Chronicle. Now the cut back over towards B. Footsteps heard. Durka still lingering forward, sets up the gate crash. See how aggressively he wants to play this. Very aggressively, in fact. And it is another absolutely star-studded round from Durka. Another 3K, another pistol, and now I believe he's got 21.
It's just amazing patience here from FNATIC. Even though Alpha loses his battle, that kind of gives a little bit of extra confidence to Krax to try to push an angle himself. See if they can really smother FNATIC out of the round, but Chronicle wise to that, and also the lurk from Yedajay. I mean, Durka, that is...
The readjust, the vertical flick to find the headshot, not give CNED any opportunity to use that headhunter. What a reaction.
Just ridiculous. Look at this buy. 3 rifles, a stinger, and then just a classic for Boaster. So looking to try to make this bonus very, very strong. CNED, the headhunter out towards mid. Just checking with the cam, just in case somebody was peeking through that smoke.
Blind spot, but they're still not jiggling wide enough. Now Camp back through. Shot going to be sent, but CNED having to pull off the angle. Rendezvous back to safety. Looks to try to reinforce his A site.
It's a great read there with that cam. Buys them so much extra opportunity to try to close through, but are they going to be ready for Krax?
Boombot to Mail, so they haven't necessarily scouted him, but you can see them just still staring in this direction. But Poster, getting caught on off timing, does end up falling, but it's quickly traded back.
That's okay. That was just your classic buy. So at the end of the day, that's an unexpected loss in some ways.
It was also your smokes.
Yeah.
And your paranoia, so.
That's okay.
Could lead to some more damage being dealt here, but we'll see how FUT do fare. And CNED, I mean, it's just completely surrounded here for the most part. Big up coming through. Here's the cam set up. Paranoia up in towards heaven. Drifting over.
Chronicle.
Oh, but the cam. Oh. The timing, just getting that dart through. Chronicle keeps himself alive. Cedar now gone. Again, an advantage very much here in the hands of FNATIC as they storm their way over onto the A side. Chronicle holding the rope with ease. Push up. Now the captain will be able to deal a little bit of additional damage, catching Durka unaware. Still 3 players to try to work through. More damage from here can very much be dealt by FUT if they can find some additional kills. Rifles in hand, they would love to take those out. Now they're going to find out of Captain Yedajay. Is he going to drift all the way back through Vent? I mean, he needs to die in this round, so it seems like that's going to be the plan.
At this point, just looking to die to the spike, but again, good, meticulous gameplay from FNATIC. Good reads to begin this round with that camera. Chronicle, you know, we've seen it on a knife's edge with some of the util in hands for FNATIC. We saw Boaster with his TP in the previous half. This time around, he's able to switch.
Heard the drop down, but I was going to say, if he continues pushing in this position, Chronicle's going to be the one to take him out, and that's now the Neural Theft online.
It's huge. It's a huge win for FNATIC, keeping those 3 rifles. So yeah, the Stinger and the Classic gone, but that's totally fine. That's all part of the plan. And you're able to have a really strong bonus as a side of FNATIC. And now I start to really keep my eyes on this Yoru to see exactly what some of these setups are going to look like. You know, because sometimes you have to take a bit of space early on split with a Yoru to make sure that those gate crashes can get as far as you need them to go to really keep your opponents unsettled. and get yourself a ton of extra room. This one's just going to go all the way up towards mid, right next, but I think it's cleared there, or just faked. One of the two, right next to CNED. So that's just going to just send them slowly working their way through. They're going to wait for some contact, then try to crunch into mid, it looks like to me.
A little bit of noise made there. Had a captain just swinging back and forth. CNED spotting at the poster. Pulls away, likely worried about a paranoia potentially coming through. And then a rush play from Alpha behind it.
That's Dimensional Drift online. This is...
Two big ults now for the side of FNATIC to try and get this converted. Shell sent early. Mask now coming on Dimensional Drift. Spotting out one. Bumps into him, he's looking for more. The captain now going to be noted here at elbow. Calls made. And Spike is on Durka. Rotates back over here to ramp. Joining in alongside Chronicle once more. And that's just going to be FNATIC maybe silently cutting their way across in towards B.
Yeah, they didn't like what they saw on that site. They thought it was a little bit too cluttered for their liking. So back the other way they go. Still CNED to contend with.
Boombot cleared. HL's sent. CNED dealt with out the air. Shuts him down, but Yedijay, decent timing, swings in, finds poster, gets rid of the Omen here in the post plant. A lot more work to be done for now. He's on his lonesome, and with him falling, I mean, a call to save might have to be made here from FUT.
Especially now, activating a trap wire.
Just full awareness. Chronicle tucking back, they're still pushing forward, and he has an opportunity to deal so much damage here. Waiting for the timing, swings out, Mr. Fallen, wise to it, does shut it down. But they're running out of time. Paranoia, not catching anybody. Backside setup, Leo finding one, Durka getting the other, the cleanup is good, it is swift. And FNATIC now doubling FUT scoreline as they reach 10.
Yeah, just great mid-rounding here from FNATIC. Using that Dimensional Drift so wisely to get a ton of info. Don't even have to invest your Neural Theft that round. To just go to the other side, and that's a huge opening win for Alpha. That breaks up so much space. Yedijay then left on an island. The other three players, 4 FUT on the other side of the map. FNATIC just reads it so nicely. And it just all comes down to the calling on that one. I mean, it helps you have the ult as well to get the info. And it's just a beautiful read from FNATIC, and they're trying to push some space towards B early, but gonna think better of it. Just checking for a push out from the side of FUT. Orb grabbed, this time by Cracks, getting closer to that showstopper, but still 3 orbs away, so a lot to go for this ult rotation for FUT.
Yedijay clearing the wire.
Yeah.
Not wanting to give that just free control, that free knowledge over to FNATIC. Maybe they'll have to second guess potential flank here. But for now, all eyes focus up towards mid.
Being really diligent. A lot of mid control is great. Now let's see, they do get the dog spot here onto Leo. Leo, that's gonna keep those players pinned in garage. Call a couple players over just in case they keep trying to push out with those sheriffs and the headhunter.
They gotta be wary. You know that fault line is gonna be back online. Like Rendezvous, CNED still looking to try to push forward as they're reading this beautifully. Yedijay completely expected and dealt with. Durka finding that kill. Gate crash now set up for him at back sight. CNED dead out the air. Entering, there's the TP, there's the pick, and there's the sight. Handed over to FNATIC on a silver platter.
Last player standing.
Crack's just gonna be picked off. Looks like they're just hunting for kills, not even concerned about planting the spike until this very moment.
Didn't need to be. Just such firm control over this round. Good mid control taken again here by FNATIC. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a timeout from FUT to try to address that in some way. Because that's cost them some of these rounds. You give so much space to pivot. For the side of FNATIC, at a captain. Can he win this one? Oh, yeah.
But he can, he still eats damage though. Teleports across, but the fault line still connects. Durka flooding in from behind. 3 kills from him once again. As FNATIC move up 11-5.
Oh, and he brought out the brimstone from the gun. I love it. Thank you.
25-9-5. As yes, a timeout will be called here from FUT. Last-ditch effort to try to turn things around.
And you're just giving FNATIC so much room to maneuver on this map when you're seeding mid-control that much and not having backup plans to follow it. And it makes them tough when you've got players like Chronicle that are going to be getting their traps a little bit deeper sometimes. We saw that where you got one into ropes and you're able to get tons of information on those late rotations or those retake attempts from the side of FUT. Just really shutting them out right now are FNATIC. This is just incredible how well they're playing, and FUT just looks like they still haven't recovered from that match against 100 Thieves.
Yeah. I mean, J, solid performance, cracks, just right there nipping at his teammates' heels. But we're not seeing that impact from CNED whatsoever.
That's a good point.
And it was, you know, again, going back to the most recent matchup on Split between these squads, it was CNED, it was Alpha Year. That Turkish battle to see who was going to be able to come out on top, and it was narrowly FNATIC. Right now, though, it's looking mighty absent. Operator going to be coming through here for him.
Decoy.
See if he's going to be able to find value.
And this time, seeing a little bit more attention. Initially thought about mid, but maybe they're going to play for like a trap, give up that space intentionally, try to collapse on them through mail might be part of the idea for FUT, but in general, just kind of playing a little bit slow. Our FNATIC keep some players back just in case there's an aggressive push out. Trapwire able to be placed pretty far forward at garage. But yeah, now you're starting to get this creep up forward for FUT, making sure that this space is under their control, investing a lot of smokes. You had the toxic screen, you stagger it into the Omen smoke, just making sure that this is going to be really tricky for FNATIC to go for. As you can see, they're definitely at least thinking about it. It's in their DNA to try to take this space for sure.
Chronicle just trying to catch a stray there with that cam dart. Nothing noted. Smoke coming back through from Attic Captain. Just try to stave off a push from mid. Now, pretty much all of FNATIC getting ready to get set up and push through garage. Trailblazer timing, decent here from the side of Mr. Foam, but not sure if he's going to spot too much. Just one over Ramen, and that doesn't really tell them much of anything. So now the Dimensional Drift going to be coming through, so Durka can tell all.
Oh, this is huge. This just makes it so difficult now for FUT on this site. Here we go.
The rush now coming through, and they are just not quite prepared for it. Mr. Fallen able to find one, does put Durka down, but the site now very much in the hands of FNATIC. And a retaking from this position when CNED, he doesn't have any headhunter bullets. He's got an operator.
I know exactly.
And now you've all been spotted. You've been noted. There's a showstop on the opposite side. Not impossible here for the side of FUT. TP up into the smoke. Out of Captain, dead. Alpha able to collect that with relative ease. And that's just gonna be CNED now hightailing it out, trying to get himself out to safety to hold on to this operator that he just wasn't able to put to use. FNATIC will get themselves up to map point, and there's not a damn thing that CNED can do about it.
It's just fantastic stuff off the back of these dimensional drifts. Able to just identify where 4 out of 5 FUT players are and just knock them down one by one. Just beautiful stuff there. And I love the way that Alpha played that. He knew he had the high player. His teammate had the low. He trusted it. Still had to transfer down to finish the job, but good stuff, good coordination from FNATIC. And these dimensional drifts are backbreaking right now for FUT. They have been so impactful. And, you know, FNATIC's used them in a couple of different ways. One time they use it to get information to make a pivot. This time they use it for information to make an execute. And it's worked an absolute treat. They haven't dropped a single round here in this attacker's side.
It's just been absolute brutality here, with potentially this being the last round. Durka, a 4-piece necessary if he wants to drop a 30 bomb. The way that he's been playing, it's
I think he could be good for it.
It's definitely in the cards. And Cracks really wants this orb. Jumps across, he's trap-wired, he's stunned. The trap-wire confirms the kill. Outfit will be taken down, but Chronicle collects himself a second. 30 bomb not gonna be possible if they end the map here. I don't think Durka's too concerned about it.
No.
Just wants to get himself over to Lotus.
Can mark that trapwire kill on your bingo card. You don't see those every day.
No, you certainly do not. J just sat here behind boxes in mid, but no one gonna give him the time of day. No one gonna go pushing through. All of FNATIC now just shifting back over here in towards main, where it's CNED, the first and final line of defense on this side of the map with that op in hand to see if he can turn this round on its head.
I think he's gonna have to try to play ahead of the smokes that are coming through towards screens is my guess with this operator.
You see the pings coming down.
Get the one and done.
Flash is coming in, fault line still available. He's got that rendezvous to try to take him out. Okay, tucks back, is able to dodge out. Gets the shot on the Durka, what a shutdown from him. Great reaction, great read here from CNED, but still in a very rough position to try to retake the
30
site.
seconds left.
Those are peeking for it there, trying to utilize that smoke. He's got a J around the back. He's gonna have to alert him. He's gonna have to break this trip. For now, we'll just play this out quietly and wait for the rotate from Mr. Fall, and the Seeker's now coming through. A 3v3. Possible 4-foot.
Tripwire destroyed.
As there's the wire. Chronicle now aware of Yettaj's position, ready for the swing timing. Flash sent. CNED in a bad spot. It's going to be taken down. Chronicle finding himself a third. The swing up from Leo will finish it off. 13-5. FNATIC not allowing for overtime, not allowing for FUT to even get close here in this opener.
FNATIC looking dialed in to start the day. Insane stuff from them.
Absolutely. Now they have their map pick of Lotus coming up. We'll see if FUT can rally back.